Welcome to Q&A practice. Let's start out with some colloquy practice. Just a little. Okay, we will start with defense attorney. Ready? Here we go. If I can grab my list, I can make sure you guys have the numbers. You guys have all of the exhibits. May I speak to Mr. Bruck for a second? Judge, can I? Yeah, go ahead. Is Paul out there to let you back in? Judge, do you want to go through all the objections in the government's motion in limine? No, not if I don't have to. We only address the ones that were germane to the opening statement, but many of these objections are still live. I guess my point is it will help me to understand the argument if I have had a chance to look at the objected to materials, so that's what I'd rather do. We can get those to you. We've also done some further redactions. For example, on some of the objections on the 302s, we've adopted a lot of the government's proposed redactions, but not all of them, and I have them all cataloged as they come up on the horizon. Then can I just email? I can do that from my computer now, or would you prefer just getting them on one disk or something? Some of those are going to come up today if we get that far. I guess I'd prefer one disk that had the whole roster. Sure. And then I just have it, and 3207, I can go and look at it. Okay, we can probably get somebody to burn that and bring that over. Your Honor, we'd request a copy of that same disc just to make sure we're all on the same page. Sure, I thought that's what we gave the government yesterday. We've been getting a lot of exhibits from the defense piecemeal over time, which we've been combining. It's not clear. Sometimes we have an exhibit and then it gets broken out into A and B and other such things, indicating only a subset is going to be offered. This way we'll know which one is going to be offered. Then can we get Paul Broomer to make a copy of that thumb drive too for the government? I don't mean exactly, but okay, well, are there particular, let's just look at today, which goes down through 14, I guess. Are there, with respect to the identified exhibits in the right-hand column, are there issues that we know of that we'll have to deal with? Maybe we should start with opening unless, which we would not. I just want to prioritize my look at the exhibits, that's all. If you say yeah with respect to Gina Crawford's photos or whatever, I would look at those before I'd look at the other things, that's all. So with respect to the documents that are going to be read by Sonia Petrie, Exhibit 14, witness number 14 on this list. Actually, it's really 13 because one is the heading. So the three Dolokhov 302s, I believe one of them, the portions the government objected to, have all been redacted. 3271A, I think it is. Give me a minute, I can tell you. 3270A, there probably are still some remaining issues. We redacted some of what the government objected to and not others. 3271A, none of the objected to portions are being presented to the jury or read to the jury. We're just putting in this one paragraph about Jahar Sarnev, and 3269, which was a late added exhibit. I don't believe the government has indicated whether they have any issues with the proposed exhibit, and that may be because they haven't had a chance to review it. Exhibit 3274A, again, we've redacted some portions the government objected to and not others. Okay, so there may be some minor or lesser stop there and get to some more Q&A. We'll start with the plaintiff attorney. Ready? Here we go. And about what time did you leave the base that day? About 11:30. And how long of a trip is it to get back home? 25 minutes to a half hour. And you were driving a vehicle? I was driving my car. And what kind of car was that? It's a Honda Accord. Now, were you involved in an accident? On March 13th, I was. Can you tell the jury what happened? As I was coming down Maryland Route 5, Branch Avenue, it'd be right before I turned on to Mattawoman Beantown Road. I did observe a Baltimore Tank Line truck, and what made it stand out so much was my brother was working for Baltimore Tank Line at the time. So at the light, the intersection light right there where you make the turn is a 3-lane turn. I looked up and I just noticed I didn't see the tractor or anything until we pulled up next to each other, and I noticed that it was a Caucasian man driving the truck, and I said, definitely not my brother, and I just started to go down Leonardtown Road. We were right at the light together, next to each other. At some point, he drove past me, and that is a two-lane highway. I was in the left lane at first. He was in the right lane. And later on, he did pass me and get over to the right lane. As we approached Leonardtown Road and the lanes start to open up and merge, I got over immediately as the driver kept going straight, and I thought he was going to keep going straight where it goes down to St. Charles Parkway. And as he kept going straight, I pulled up on the side of him, about to approach my left lane, my left turn. I was in the lane number 2 of the left turn. May I approach the witness, Your Honor? Sure. Would you mark this for identification for me, please? Your Honor, may I ask the witness to approach the easel? Certainly. Thank you, Mr. Urban. Could you come on over here with me? Sure. The way this courtroom's set up, it's a little clunky to do this any other way, so I apologize for putting you on display. Now, can you take a look at what's been marked for identification as Plaintiff's Exhibit 1? Do you know what this is a diagram of? This is diagram of Mattawoman Beantown Road as it approaches with Leonardtown. And does this diagram fairly and accurately represent the way that road was laid out on the day this accident happened? That is correct. Can you show me where you were when you first observed that tractor trailer? I was back here somewhere. Well, when I first observed it, way down on Route 5. So you had seen him for the first time somewhere before you arrived at the area that's shown on the exhibit. That is correct. Using the exhibit, can you show the ladies and gentlemen of the jury how the accident happened? Well, as I stated, I was coming down Maryland Route 5, Mattawoman Beantown Road. At about this point right here, I know the road, the lane turn, merges for you to get over. I always get over right here. At about right up in this area, the Baltimore Tank Line came over. I was already over in the lane somewhere around here where this turn lane here starts. So I was about right here. There's a hill right over here. And at that time I saw the tanker coming over. And as I saw him coming over, I immediately got in this lane. Just as soon as I got in this lane, I was rear-ended. The accident happened somewhere around here because the state trooper came along, and when he took my bumper off my car, he put it over here on the hill, and I asked him, was that okay? He said, objection. He said, someone approach, please. When someone says objection, you gotta stop talking till the judge decides, okay? What's the response gonna be? I don't really have one, Your Honor. I don't really need for him to tell me what the officer said in the first place. I don't suggest he did. I just wanted to make sure we don't have any inadvertent hearsay. I thought he says it is okay to put the bumper over here. I mean, is this relevant to anything? Not really. Well then, and I wasn't going to ask him anything else, the officer said either. Okay, the other thing I've got to warn you about, I don't know if this is going to go up on appeal. It doesn't sound like it's a case you want to, but in any event, if he's pointing to this diagram, there'll be nothing in the record to show what he's pointing to. So if you want to, draw something on there or so forth, but otherwise, they won't know what, in Annapolis, they won't know what happened, okay? All right, that will conclude our Q&A practice.